What up, YouTube? Welcome back to 6 Foot Ninja's channel. I've decided to go for a bit of a hoon today. I've got a new tyre on the back, going back to the Q3s over the Diablo Rosso 2s, just because they stick a bit better. Feel a bit nicer around corners. So that's a bonus. I don't have this shredded tyre anymore. It's actually like all my YouTube videos that I've been uploading recently have been all in winter. It's not winter anymore, thank Christ, but it's been raining like a bitch. It's turned into a very nice day today, except for the excessive amount of wind, which is just, it's that strong, it's literally pushing me around on the bike, but you know, you got to deal with that. And I found out that issue I was having with my shifter wasn't my shifter's issue at all. It was the fact that I got new boots and they're preventing me from fully extending like my calf and my ankle. So I wasn't able to upshift properly because, you know, my boot was preventing me from lifting up hard enough in order to get it in the next gear. So what I did was I turned my bike into GP shift. So it works much better now, thank freaking Christ, because I was getting severely pissed off with it. Like, I'll be flogging it along, and because the gearbox finds it harder to shift up than it does shifting down, yeah, I was having lots of problems where I was missing gears, and that was a real big annoyance. So I finally worked it out, because downshifting's really easy to do. And upshifting is now much easier because you're able to put a lot more force into it like by pressing down on the shifter than what I can with these boots, these ones here, shifting up. So I fixed my problem. I didn't do it like the proper way, like I didn't buy new rear sets that have the GP shift in it. Because for one, that doesn't really change the fact that I have to, oh no, it actually does. Oh well, it doesn't matter. Anyway, yeah, so I haven't bought that because, and I haven't bought the kit that you can buy that goes on your stock rear sets. Or for this bike anyway, I can get them from the UK. Because that little thing, which just consists of like a spacing plate, the new, I don't know what you call them, swivels and whatnot, and the new bars, shifting rods. That kit alone was like 380 bucks Australian. And I'm just like, yeah, if I can get away with it by, you know, doing what I have done, which is kind of dodgy, but it works, it hasn't come off. Basically, all I've really done is I've, like, other bikes that might work, but it doesn't on mine, specifically because my frame gets in the way, so I need to have it sort of spaced out in order to be able to do it properly. But because I couldn't be, I really couldn't give a shit right now, and I wanted it done now rather than later, because I was getting really pissed off with this bike not shifting the way that I wanted it to, with these boots on, because I love these boots, they're bloody awesome. Yeah, so I was just like, stuff it, I'll do it dodgy, see if it works. If it works, I'll keep it. If not, then I'm just going to have to blow the extra cash and get the legitimate thing. But so far, so good. Like, it's the way I've done it is I've flipped the thing, whatever the thing that goes on your shaft, and because, like, I couldn't get it all the way on because my shifting rod was hitting the frame, which it still sort of does scuff a little bit, but I can only get it on halfway. Like, the amount that I could get it on, I wasn't able to get the bolt through, because on the shaft itself there's like this little recess that goes around the whole shaft, so then you can slot your bolt through and the bolt sort of helps hold it on. But in saying that, because like I've had to leave it sort of half off, half on, I've just tightened that bolt up like as tight as I could possibly do it without risking destroying the threads on it. And I actually just sat there and literally just yanked on it as hard as I could, and it wouldn't budge at all. And I've been riding like with it for probably 3 weeks now, and I mean, you've all seen my riding. I don't, like, apart from right now, as soon as I start hitting these, like especially these bends up here when I'm, you know, doing 170 to 190 around them, I don't exactly pussyfoot it around these corners, especially with the bumpy roads and that. So you'd think with all these bumps and that would be more than enough force to sort of test it, and it hasn't budged one little bit. So I'm happy with it. Like at the moment, like so long as it doesn't come off in the future, I'll just keep it the way it is, because it seems to be working. And I haven't had an issue with shifting yet since doing it, which is great. Absolutely phenomenal. So I'm happy about that. So no more shifting problems for this big girl, thanks to these boots. These boots are freaking awesome, but they do make it hard to move your ankle around if you're trying to shift properly. There was a turtle here earlier ago. I was riding earlier today before I was filming. I seen a little turtle there with his head popping out. Hopefully, well, obviously he got across the road before he got squished, so that's good. I very much hate seeing like especially turtles, because I like turtles. They're like turtles squished on the road. Pisses me off. But in saying that, I don't really pull over to go help them out, which I probably should, but you know, stopping in the middle of the road on a motorbike when people find it hard enough to see you as is, probably not the best idea in a 100 zone at least, maybe in a 50 zone. But 100 zone, people aren't going to really be paying too much attention. And this bike, like, my previous bike, the Hyosung GT650R, that bike had hazard lights. This one doesn't. You could obviously tell it was all built for track, and they just like, well, you know, you're not going to stop in the middle of a track and put your hazards on, which is fair enough. But you'd think because it is basically, you know, a track orientated bike, like a super sport bike that's used for the road rather than on the track, they would have put like a button here for that. I don't know how many bikes actually have hazards, but my previous one did. I used them a couple of times when I had to pull over and fix things up on the road and stuff, so good Samaritan, go me. Yay! But yeah, I had a lot of fun last night at work. Oh mate, I was getting everything done, you know. It was a typical Monday. I was getting ready to close. I went out and told everyone in the pokies, you know, just need you to finish up soon because I've got to close. Everyone acknowledged, walked back out, cleaned everything up, was tying it, and then like everyone started walking out and I'm like, yeah, cool. This one chick, holy shit, my god. Like, she's sitting there, I was like, oh yeah, I'll give her a few minutes. She's got like $30 on the machine, she might play it down. I'll let her play it, whatever. I'm not too fussed. I'm pretty lenient kind of bloke when it comes to managing bars. So, you know, and the thing is, I've got a time limit, so I'm not allowed to do overtime because it costs the club too much money. So if I do overtime, they sort of really get pissed off at me for it. So I'm getting real close to my close time that I need to be out of there by. Anyway, so I've decided I'll let her play that little bit of cash that she's got there, and then hopefully she'll be gone. Anyway, I'm lining, like I'm putting all the chairs and everything in rows and cleaning it around her. Everything's done. Everything's absolutely finished. I can't really do anything else without, like, with her there. And then I hear the note acceptor being used. And I look at her machine, she's got more money. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me, right? I didn't say anything, I just sort of stood there behind her, just watching. Everything was done, everything was turned off. Like, I don't know, like, why on earth she didn't pick up on the fact that the club was closed. Like no one was there. Even her other half, who was there, had left. He'd left her there. Like, what point does it click? Oh yeah, it's time to go home because the place is closing. Like, my god. Anyway, so like, and then I sat there, and then she sort of sits there and then tries to put another 20 in. And I was like, no. the club's closed, I need you to pull the money out, it's time to go. She's like, what? You never told me that. And I said, yes, I did. I walked out here, you were amongst all the women that were out here. And I said, I need you to finish up in a minute because I need to close. That was 10 minutes ago. Anyway, this turns into a full-blown argument saying that, no, I didn't do that at all. And I was like, and then she was trying to say that she wasn't even there. And I was like, I saw you with my own eyes. I've got you on the security cameras sitting there. And then she starts going to go get the security cameras. I don't believe you. And I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, mate. You don't realise, like, going from an RSA marshal, because I haven't done RSA marshalling for quite some time now. As an RSA marshal, at least you get to get rid of some level of your frustration when you get to kick people out, because you can grab hold of them, restrain them, and then throw them out. That's fine. You don't do it in a violent manner by any means, but you know, you've got to use reasonable force to do it with some people. They just don't want to listen. But with this Sheila, holy shit, this wind is bad. Hopefully it's not screwing up my audio too much. But this Sheila is just like, she was adamant about not leaving. Wow, yeah, that wind. It almost felt like it was blowing me off the bike. I love hitting those corners. I'm definitely not loving this wind though. This wind is killing the ride. Nah, it's not. I'll just duck down like this so I don't feel it as much. Well, where was I? Oh yeah. Yeah, so she was adamant about it, and I was literally standing there going, look, enough's enough. It's time to go. And then she kept going. And I was like, right now you're breaking the law. I've asked you to leave, you're on a private premises, now you're trespassing. It's time for you to go. And she still wouldn't leave. She's like, no, get the security cameras, I don't believe you. I was like, at this point, I'm just like, I don't care what you think, I don't care what you want. It's time to go. Time to go. End of the day, shift's over, place is closed, you're not supposed to be here. You're breaking the law. Still didn't want to listen. I'm just like, stuff this. Like, I've literally told this girl, I reckon over 10 times at this point, that it's time to go, you need to leave. She wouldn't listen, so I've gone, well, that's fine. I'll just call the police, they can take the footage, and then they can send you the fine in the mail. She's like, good, go do that. So, sure enough, I went behind the bar. I needed to get myself out of that situation anyway, because this day and age, you're standing in the same room with a woman when no one else is around, they're going to claim that some sort of sexual assault bullshit, and I'm just like, I ain't going to be one of those people. I'm pulling myself out of that situation. Like, this chick's like one of those sort of junkie looking girls. I don't know if she does anything, but from rumour has it that she does, so at this point, all I know is that she's intoxicated because her boyfriend was buying all the drinks, and I never saw her once. She was just in the poker room playing her money, and yeah, like, she was just getting intoxicated because she's sitting there doing nothing. I don't know if she's eaten anything, and the alcohol's hit her pretty hard, and they're drinking the heaviest stuff that I have behind the bar, so that didn't help either. Anyway, so I've called up the cops, and as I've got the operator on the phone, she's in my face on the other side of the bar, just like talking shit. And whilst the operator's on the phone, I was like, look, I've told you to leave, so leave. I said, I'm not listening to this anymore. There's no argument here. Enough's enough. I don't need to listen to you. I've asked you to leave. You're trespassing. So leave. There's the front door. Leave. And I was doing this for ages. Like, I said leave, I think probably another 10 times whilst I was on the phone to this guy. And then I've had it. She just wouldn't listen. And then I said to the operator, I was like, so now you can hear what I'm trying to deal with at the moment. He's like, yeah, I understand, so I'm going to send the police out to you as soon as I possibly can. And I was like, thank you. And that was the end of that conversation. But she's still going. And then on top of that, because this is a small town, everyone knows each other. She knows who I am. She starts bringing things up from other workplaces that I've worked at. and then tries to put shit on me going, oh, you're such an asshole, and then all this stuff. I'm an asshole because I'm doing my job. That's her logic right now. She goes, you think you're better than everyone and you're talking over me? And I said, I'm talking over you because I don't need to listen to you anymore. I've told you to leave the premises. You're breaking the law. At that point, I don't need to listen to you. I don't have to deal with you anymore. The fact of the matter is that you're still on the premises, you're breaking the law, and by all means I have the right to throw you out, but I'm not going to do that because I'm not going to risk a bloody court case where I'm getting done for sexual assault because I put my hands on a girl that wouldn't leave the freaking premises. You can understand that I'm ranting a lot now because, you know, I don't really have many people that I like to talk about this stuff, especially when it comes to work. At least on YouTube, 99% of the people, well, probably 99.99999% of the people that are going to watch my videos don't even know me. So, this way I can rant and I don't get in shit, which is great, in theory. But yeah, like, I've basically gotten to that point where I'm damn near ready to blow up because I've had enough. It's at the end of the night, I'm tired, I want to go home. I was supposed to finish at 10:30 that night. I ended up finishing at 11:30 because she wouldn't leave. But on top of that, her obnoxious bloody reality right now, whatever you want to call it, like she's all talking about stuff in the past that has absolutely no relevance to what's going on. And then I guess she just got bored all of a sudden and then decided, pulled out a cigarette, lit it up in the club. Like, I don't know what laws in regards to smoking in other countries and whatnot there are, but in Australia, or in New South Wales, I can't speak for the whole of Australia because I don't know if that was I think it was a blanket thing that was across the whole of Australia, but I don't know. I'm not 100% certain on that. Just in New South Wales anyway, from my knowledge, you're not allowed to smoke inside clubs, you're not allowed to smoke inside pubs anymore. They have specific smoking areas so then as to not, you know, force people to inhale secondhand smoke and, you know, get emphysema and all that sort of crap. Which I loved because I got, on the days that I used to go to the pubs all the time and get drunk and whatever, you'd get home, your clothes would absolutely reek. It was disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. I can't handle smoking, it's just feral. People that do it, that's fine. They can do it. That's their life choice. I don't care, but I don't need to go home smelling like a goddamn ashtray. Yeah, it's just this chick just wouldn't get it. It's just like, go home. Seriously, you're just making yourself look like a tool. Yeah, I think there's cops up ahead. Shit. Is it? Huh. Yeah. Maybe. Anyway, they were there earlier. What are they doing now? They've gone, and now they're coming back. Yeah, who cares? They're not going to get me. See, I still haven't tested the whole helmet cam thing. Fuck, there was a lot of dirt there. I was a bit worried about that. I'm going to take it nice and easy while there's cops over there. Yeah. I've almost lost track of what I was saying then. Yeah, she got bored, lit a cigarette up. I was just like, now you're breaking another law because you're smoking inside the club. She goes, I don't care, tell the cops. I was like, that's alright, we'll go in my incident report. And then she left. And I locked the door so she couldn't get back in and she was off carrying on out in our parking lot with a fruitcake. So yeah, that's the sort of stuff you have to deal with if you ever want to get into bartender work or RSA marshalling or anything like that. You gotta be real careful these days because people will sue you for anything. Which makes your job very bloody hard. Bartending wouldn't be such a crap job if it wasn't for people like that. Like honestly, if people can't handle their grog, they really shouldn't be drinking. But they do anyway because they're stupid. Anyway, that's my little rant over and done with. Hopefully you just enjoyed it. I'm off. I'm going to check this road because there's a road out here I want to make sure is still in half decent condition that I used to hit all the time on a motorbike with mates of mine. I believe some sections of it has been redone, so I'm going to make sure there's no gravel and stuff all over it, which will be good because I plan to hit it on possibly the Sunday. with a pillion, and I don't exactly want me or them coming off because of gravel that I don't know is there. Yeah, I'm seriously loving this new tyre. Oh, another turtle. These turtles love sitting on the road. Do they not understand, like, these big freaking cars? I'm gonna squish you. That turtle looked like he was doing some sort of a stance. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Boosh!